We're following a stunning reversal by the U.S. Justice Department 2 weeks after Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel announced the arrest of an alleged MS-13 gang leader. The Justice Department has now asked a judge to drop those charges. To refresh your memory here is that March 27th announcement of the arrest.
He was one of the top members, top 3 in the entire country, head of the East Coast, one of the 3 leaders, and I will say very violent crimes. Anything you can associate with MS-13, he was the leader over it.
And now the alleged gang leader's defense attorney is asking the judge to keep the case going and not dismiss it. To help us make sense of all of this, let's get to CBS News Department of Justice correspondent Scott MacFarlane. Scott, this is crazy to me because you have the Justice Department saying this is the 3rd ranking leader of MS-13, and now they just want to do away with the case. So how can you explain this role reversal for us?
One former federal prosecutor told CBS News this is not how things have typically been done, where you have a gang leader, an MS-13 alleged high-ranking top dog, and you drop the criminal case against him, potentially to deport. A few problems there. If you have somebody accused of violent crimes, widespread violent crimes across the country, and being a top official of MS-13, you typically prosecute them here in America because the victims want their justice. They want their day in court. Also, if you don't bring this case to court, if you don't charge it criminally, you don't back up all of those accusations you've made that he is a top dog inside MS-13. But the bottom line here is becoming clear. The defense attorneys are concerned about this case getting dropped. The defense attorneys want to keep this case pending for a while because they seem certain this man, Mr. Santos, is going to be deported to El Salvador, to that same prison which Venezuelan nationals were sent about a month ago. This whole thing is untraditional, to put it charitably, and a lot of people want some answers.
Oh, I'm sure. Scott, just yesterday, 2 federal judges temporarily blocked the deportation of several Venezuelan men. What is the case on this one?
Yeah, this is a little more piecemeal. What's happening here is you've got different judges in different parts of the country who are giving limited orders to prevent more of those deportations of suspected Venezuelan gang members. You have a judge in Texas, you have a judge in New York, and what they've said is, in our jurisdictions, you can't be deporting people without due process using this Alien Enemies Act for the time being. That's different than what happened a few weeks ago when a judge here in Washington issued a sweeping nationwide freeze on those deportations. The Supreme Court has opened up that door again for Alien Enemies Act deportations, a power not used since World War II Japanese internment. But in Texas and in New York, where some of the suspected deportees are from, they're limited for now. But this is like a bad ice cube. It keeps freezing and unfreezing through the court system, and more changes are likely to come.
Nice analogy there. And President Trump is directing the DOJ to investigate 2 former officials of his first administration. This is another case that I just think this is insane. Could you explain that for us?
Well, this is different. What has happened through a signed order from the president last night is he has directed security clearances be stripped of and a possible investigation for prosecution be launched by the Justice Department into a man named Chris Krebs and a man named Miles Taylor. Chris Krebs was in charge of cybersecurity during the first Trump term and verified and stood by the 2020 election and not just the results, but the integrity of the voting and the voting systems. Miles Taylor is a former Trump administration official in the first term who wrote a book, a tell-all book, critical of the president. This is a distinctive thing. The president has not just taken their security clearances, but implicitly encouraged, if not directed, a federal criminal investigation into 2 people who've been critical of Donald Trump's 2020 election denialism. It's unclear what happens next, but this provocation from President Trump could have ramifications for both men.
Oh, yeah, big time. Scott MacFarlane, thank you so much for your insight there. We appreciate it.